Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, everyone from around the world, and welcome. This is Francisco, very delighted to be here with all of you to align with your intuition. So go ahead, and I would love to know who is live here with us to discover and to learn more about developing your intuition. Okay, so take a moment to say hello. I'd love to know who is with us. So, I'd love to know, first of all, how many of you are healers? Why don't you click the little thumbs up, or you could just type in the comments that you are a healer, or maybe you're a seeker, seeking spiritual development, or maybe you're a transformational teacher yourself that wants to develop your intuitive gifts to unlock the power of your spiritual channels. I myself have been on the spiritual journey for over 20 years, and I've learned so much about how to highly develop the spiritual channels using the techniques of Dr. and Master Jigong Sha. Okay, so I welcome you all. In today's masterclass, we are going to be talking about the 4 major spiritual channels. And also, how is it different than maybe something you've already done before? Why is it important to do this work now, not later? Now. Now is the time to do that. Okay? So, please share. I'd love to know. And also feel free to ask questions. Last week, there was so many wonderful, good questions. I love questions regarding the spiritual channels. This is truly my area of expertise. So the more questions, the better. Okay. So welcome, everyone. So why don't we delve into the spiritual channels and what they are and how can they literally transform your life? Okay. Just gonna say hello to a few people here. Welcome, Layla, Joanne, happy to be here. Rosetta, Az from the Philippines, yay. Carrie, okay, lots of people from around the world, Welcome, Hilda, happy to be here. Indira and Diana from the Bronx, wonderful, okay. And welcome, Marilyn. And welcome, Tess. Okay, so why don't we talk about the spiritual channels, okay? Let's talk about the 4 major spiritual channels. If the team could put up the slide at this time. Okay, so these are the 4 major spiritual channels. Okay, you have 4 main spiritual channels in the body. Okay, the first one is the soul language channel. It is the language of the soul. Okay? In the human realm, there are many people who speak different languages: Spanish, German, French, all these different languages. And sometimes there's miscommunication. It's difficult to understand each other. In the spirit world, all souls speak soul language. Soul language is the language of the soul that can uplift your frequency vibration. We all want that. And soul language is very unique because you can learn how to translate it. It has wisdom, information, and you can use that to receive guidance from saints, angels, Buddhas, the divine, Tao, source, whatever your spiritual beliefs. This is not about religion. It's about learning the techniques to help you to connect to the souls that you love to connect to and receive guidance from. Okay? Very powerful. The soul language channel. The direct soul communication channel is to have a direct conversation. With who? With the divine. With the Tao source. To have a direct conversation with Buddhas and saints, angels, the sun, the moon. Very, very powerful channel. This is the one I use a lot, the direct soul communication channel. Many of you have seen my other show on Wednesdays on Dr. Shah's Facebook page, the Tao Soul Readings. Alexa and I do live Tao Soul Readings. We are using the Tao, the direct soul communication channel to do that. Soul language channel is it's like the foundation of your spiritual channels. You open that, you develop that, and you learn how to translate, and the rest is going to be very easy. Okay? So very important. The third eye channel, to see the spiritual images in the soul world. What do I mean by the soul world? I mean heaven, the Tao, the source, the angels, the Buddhas, the realm, the invisible realm. These spiritual images are in the subtle realm. Okay? Open your third eye. Develop medical intuitive abilities. I notice that many of you are healers. Wouldn't you love to develop your medical intuitive abilities? What will that do for you? It will help you to guide people in their healing process. The last one here is the direct knowing channel. That is instant knowing. You know the answers to questions. Okay? It's that deep connection you have with Tao Source, and you know Tao Source has the infinite information. It's the Akashic Records that has all the information for all souls. And you gain deeper connection to that. And we call that the direct knowing channel, or you could call it instant knowing. Now, some people, these are like 4 major spiritual channels, but I have met people who have different types of channels that are a little bit unique. For example, I have met people who have like a smelling channel. They could smell the heavenly flowers and roses and herbs. Or their sense of smell is so powerful. It's a form of a channel. I know some people who hear the music of the Tao. They hear the music of heaven. Very powerful. Or animal communicators, where they have an amazing ability to communicate with animals. That's a form of direct soul communication, but it's like a specialty of that channel. So all of this is possible, and you can open your spiritual channels. Okay? If we could pause the slide there for a moment. Okay? Yes, all of you can open your spiritual channels. Each of you have this ability, okay? We were born with this ability, okay? Now, what is different? Why is it important to do this now? One thing that's very unique about these teachings, well, let me share with you how I open my channels, and you see how it's very unique in what the work of Dr. and Master Jigong Sha is doing. So I came to Master Sha about 20 years ago for healing my high blood pressure. And after 1 year of doing the practices, I was able to heal myself from high blood pressure. But something more happened. You know, back then I was a mathematics teacher. I was not spiritual. I didn't even know what an energy chakra was. I was in my late 20s. So this was all very, very new to me. But I was open, okay? So I go to this workshop a year after I started to do the practices I started the practices in 2000, and I met Master Sha in late 2001. And when I met him, my very first workshop, he was doing soul language. I was like, what is this? You know, it was so fascinating. It was also very strange. But I was fascinated. I was like, wow, I want to learn what this is. And I hear all these people speaking soul language. It's like, wow, what is this? And you know what? even though it was strange to me, I also felt good in my heart. I felt the frequency and the vibration, the energy just going. So I knew like, wow, there's something special about this. I don't know what it is, but I know there's something special. And for some reason, I got it right away. I brought out my soul language. I started to translate right away. It was just like something inside of me just broke open, and I had this ability. So it unblocked me in a very special way. So since then, I began to open my spiritual channels very widely using these techniques of Master Sha. I was hearing the messages of heaven. The saints, angels, and Buddhas were guiding me. I was beginning to guide others. I even smelled the heavenly flowers, as the people were saying. I didn't know if that was possible. I started to see with great clarity the spiritual images. All of that started to open in my life. And what I found that the work of Dr. and Master Zhi Sha, what is very different is that many people, when I meet them, and even if their spiritual channels are open, the channels are more, think of it like a column of light, about this big. But the work of Master Sha, I just see like it's cleansing the channel very deeply, and the channel starts to grow. It starts to become wider and wider. And the light starts to come in the most beautiful ways. So people develop accuracy and connect to light, beautiful light, information at a very high level. That is what I found very rare. It's easy to learn soul communication. That's not the hard part. The hard part is to widely open the channel and develop the accuracy to be able to guide your life and the guide of others. Why is it important now? Because we are in a very special time period. We are in the soul light era. Yes, we are in a new era of the soul. We are in the era where the soul will guide our life. We are in the era that the soul will guide our heart. Our heart will guide our mind. Our mind will guide the body. It's a pathway from the soul to the heart, to the mind, to the energy, to the matter. The energy and matter is the body. Many of us right now, we let our mind guide our life, and then there's challenges. In this new era, the soul would be the boss. When we get stuck, we will use soul communication to unblock us. When we have health challenges, we will use soul communication to find where in the body are the blockages that we need to open, develop, and transform. We will use soul communication to understand why are we sick? Why are we sad and depressed? Why do we have this issue in our life? We will use soul communication to bring harmony into relationships. Yes, the soul will guide us. The soul will guide us to find out the hurt, the harm in the relationships. What needs to be healed, let go of. We will use soul communication to even our homes, to design our homes and the feng shui our homes, so that you can live at peace at home with everything can be in harmony at home. We will use soul communication for business and marketing, how you can connect with your soul clients. Soul clients are all the potential clients out there in the world waiting for you, waiting for your service. They're out there. How do you connect with them? You can connect with them at the level of the heart and the soul. We will use soul communication to create new business ideas, new projects. Even it will guide business. Soul communication will guide every part of our life. That's why it's important. Not later. You need to learn it now. And if you've already learned it, you need to keep learning it. Why? Because it's a journey. I've learned soul communication for 20 years. And even to this date, my teacher continues to put me in the field of love and light, wash away blockages to increase my accuracy. So it's something that is, in some sense, it's never ending because we always can become better in soul communication. We always can receive higher level messages to guide us and to transform our life. Okay? Okay. Lot of beautiful things for us to learn about soul communication. Okay? So take a moment, post a question if you have any questions, okay? Love to answer some questions. As people are sharing some questions, let me share with you a little bit about, in the process of opening your spiritual channels, you need to be like in a high level frequency field. Clear those blockages, okay? So because by being in a high level field, you will transform the blockages faster, okay? Very important. Okay, I'm gonna take a moment here to see. Okay, I'm gonna just welcome Catherine, Evelyn, welcome Malika, Denise, welcome Edward. Okay, so Jennifer has a question. Okay, how do I best connect with potential new clients? I get the website and tools, but no one to serve yet. Jennifer, that you need to learn. First of all, open your spiritual channels. I believe you can highly benefit from that. And there's a lot of techniques that you can learn how to connect to the soul. That's what you need to do. There's actually a technique, okay? There's a technique called soul marketing, okay? We're not going to teach it here, but there are ways for you to learn how to connect to the soul of potential clients. And you bring them to the website, okay? So physical marketing is limited. You have a website, but are people coming? There are ways to connect to the soul and invite them to receive your services, okay? Welcome, Pat. Diana said, I really need to clear my blockages. After I did the Tao Healing Hands class, I still can't connect. Okay, Diana. What is important, Diana, is, the Tao Healing Hands is a training program by Dr. and Master Jigong Sha that many of his certified teachers offer. Those will help you to clear blockages. So do use them, okay? But when you want to open your channels up, there are some techniques on how to open the channel, okay? I myself have learned directly by Master Sha. So I've had this great honor to work with him, to serve with him, be by his side, and he's given me a lot of tips, a lot of soul secrets that you will not find in a book. Okay, so but there are techniques. Now I see it very similar to Anupama. I have challenges in translating my soul language. Please advise. Yes, you can translate. Okay. So those techniques that I will share with you in the upcoming course is to open your heart more, first of all, deepen your connection to Tao Source, and most importantly, you have to clean out those passageways inside the body. I talked about the passageways in class number 1 last week. So if you missed it, you could go to our Facebook page and watch class 1 to learn more about that. But there are passageways inside the body. Yes, it's inside our physical body. We need to clean our body, okay? We need to clean it out. We need to clean the energy spaces, some acupuncture points and areas of the body, to clean that out, because the energy and the messages are moving through the body. So we need to purify those passageways, which is very important. And that's what we're going to be doing in the upcoming course, okay? Okay, so Diana, yes, I need those techniques. Yes, I've been doing this for many, many years, okay? It's my area of expertise. I love to do it. And you will also receive support. And that's one thing. When you are with me, if I see that you are struggling with soul language translation, you're not going to be alone. I'm going to make sure that one of my assistants reaches out to you and holds you by the hand and helps you to bring out your soul language and helps you to translate your soul language. Okay? It's very rare that you have that opportunity. Okay? I know many teachers, they teach the classes, but it's not really interactive. My class will be interactive. You get to talk to me, you get to be with me, you get to be in the field, okay? Okay, wonderful questions, okay? Give me 1 second. Annette said, I had a great experience this morning after doing the golden light tapping, and suddenly I saw shadows dissolving within the body. It was very cleansing, I thought. Wonderful, Jeanette. That's what we do. Golden light tapping. It's body tapping, soul tapping. It's a way to clear blockages. So we're going to do a lot of different techniques to clear blockages. Alan, how do you know your soul language is really your soul language? Or your mind making up sounds? Alan, I remember, I think it was today, but Alexia did a reading for you. And remember, Alan, one of the message, I actually remember the message for you. It said to stop doubting and to trust. And that's what I would say to you again, Alan. You have your soul language out and you are ready to take that next step. Okay? Very important for you, Alan. Carrie, can one connect to the soul of a book and receive guidance about its topic? I love that question, Carrie. Yes. I have a book here, the Tao Calligraphy Healing Field book. And how do you do it? You connect on the soul level with the book. There's so much wisdom, knowledge, practical techniques in the book. There's something actually called soul reading. Okay, I'm not going to teach it here, but you receive the wisdom, the knowledge, the messages. Soul communication is about receiving the messages. There are messages in the book that you can absorb at the level of the soul. So your soul understands it. Then you have to learn some techniques to manifest that soul wisdom, to bring it out at the level of the heart. The heart receives that soul wisdom. Then it goes to your mind to understand it. You still have to read the book. And then you start to apply it. It just starts to come naturally out. Okay? Wonderful technique. Okay. Gady said, hello, Francisco. I have a question. Sometimes by opening the spiritual channels, as you can hear good things, you can assume to see and hear things that sometimes are not so positive. I really want to open my channels, but sometimes it is also a bit scary. Although with Master Sha's teachings, I know that everything is handled with a very positive way and with a lot of love. But some advice not to be afraid. Beautiful. Gady, that's a beautiful way to put it. I love it. Yes, there is truth to that message. There are two sides, positive messages and negative messages, light or dark. I have met many people who are very good mediums. It's a form of soul communication. Very good, and have a lot of people following them. in soul communication, but they're channeling in this dark energy, and it's affecting their bodies. It's affecting their hearts. It's affecting their emotions. So when I work with people like that, we have to clear the blockages, and then we have to teach them to align to that. We want to connect with that highest vibration light. And you will learn those techniques, Gady. And first of all, you don't need to worry about it. Okay? There's no need to worry about if a message was unpleasant. There are ways to handle that. There are ways to transform that as well. And for most people that I work with and that I've seen, it's all positive. So you don't need to worry. But if you do see a scary image, don't worry. There is a spiritual law called the law of karma, or, and if you don't have any blockages with this unpleasant thing, there's nothing to worry about, okay? So generally speaking, I will teach you, guide, connect with that pure light message, and you will learn some techniques. If you do encounter an unpleasant minute, how do you handle that, okay? But don't worry, Gady. Do it. Let go of your fear, okay? Okay, just a few more. Lots of wonderful questions. I've done some one-on-one sessions recently, Ronan, and connected with my soul this morning, and I received a message to get testimonies of these people. Messaged all these people this morning, and some messages received are beautiful. Living to trust. Yes, good job, Ronan. Okay, yes, that is why we want to do that. Our soul communication can guide us what to do. Okay, very important. So I'll take this last question for now. It said, I have a question. One area I want to have a clear channel so I can flow the message of classes. I really get stuck on getting the message right. Why am I so attached to this? I'm not sure who that person was, but whenever we get stuck, it's because we have a blockage that we need to unblock. And one of the things that we're going to do in the upcoming course is unblock those blockages. That's actually the most important part. Some of the techniques are easy to learn. It's a piece of cake in some ways. I could teach you all how to do soul communication. The harder part, though, how to clear your blockages. That needs a different type of technique. And that's where I'm going to share with you those techniques to clear the blockages, be in the Tao calligraphy healing field, which is a source healing field, carries high frequency vibration. I'm going to bring out special calligraphies that have a special message to unblock you. That is very unique. Okay? Very, very important for that. So let me pause there for a moment. Okay? I'll come back to further questions. Okay? If our team can post the slide there once more. Let's go back to soul language. This is the foundation of your spiritual channels. And someone like Alan was saying, well, how do you know if my soul language or it's not my soul language? I've worked with Alan, so I happen to know your soul language is out. But you can develop it further, Alan, and everyone. I see some other students here, you brought out your soul language. The soul language carries, it's like a tower. It goes higher and higher in frequency vibration. You could always develop the soul language power. It is a communication tool among all souls, which can be explained as a universal language. Some people call it light language. Some people call it universal language. And everybody can bring it out. Everyone can do this. Soul language carries your soul's Shen Qi Jing. What do I mean by that? Shen Qi Jing is a Mandarin word, and it means the soul, heart, and mind. That's Shen. Qi is energy. Jing is matter. It carries your vibration. It carries your frequency vibration of your soul. When you speak soul language, it's your soul guiding your heart, the heart guiding the mind guiding the body. Your soul language carries incredible soul healing power to heal and prevent sickness, to transform all aspects of life, health, relationships, finances, more. I use soul language for everything. So you can use soul language for any little issue that comes up in your life, or to use it with your Tao Healing Hands to offer blessings to others. Tao Healing Hands is, again, the training program of Master Sha for his first level practitioners. It uplifts your vibration, which is what we want. Okay? We could pause there the slides for now. Now, so all are very, very important. Okay? We're going to bring on someone that I met. And I met her several years, not too long ago, maybe a few years ago. But she'll tell you when. But she was already working with her spiritual channels. And she was already very good, actually, with her spiritual channels. But her spiritual channels changed when she started to take the classes. You know, she joined some of my classes on developing her spiritual channels. And her spiritual channels are totally transforming in the most beautiful way. And you know, she's here to actually share her own story. Okay, so we're gonna bring her on. Her name is Daniela. So why don't we bring on Daniela, and she's gonna share her story. Welcome, Daniela.
Hi, Francisco. Thank you so much. And hi, everyone. I'll just point out the very strange black hole that shows up on this live stream. It's not really too coincidental that we are talking about the spiritual channels and the third eye. So pretty fascinating. And I apologize for it if it's distracting to anyone. As Master Francisco said, when I first met Francisco and first came to know of Master Sha, I had already been giving professional readings, spiritual readings to people, to clients, for quite a few years. And like many children, my spiritual channels were very open when I was a child. They opened when I was just before 3 years old. So for me, the spirit world has always been a really important part of my life. It's a part of my reality. You know, I don't really know reality without access to the spiritual world. But even so, throughout my life, my spiritual channels opened and closed, opened and closed. There were times when they were so widely open, very, very sharp, very, very intense, sometimes to the point where I didn't even really know what to do with such strongly open spiritual channels. I didn't even understand what they were, and that others didn't have their spiritual channels so open. And then other times they would close up. And I didn't quite understand why and how this cycle was happening. I had come across many teachers who taught intuition classes or taught you how to be a psychic. And I came across one teacher a few years ago, and she said, "Sorry, your channels are so good, like I don't have anything to teach you. You're kind of at my level." So I enjoyed being in her class anyway as a colleague. But it wasn't until I met Master Sha and started to learn about not only his techniques, but I also felt his frequency and his vibration, and felt the souls, that the saints that he is in communication with, and that he helps his students come into communication with. And that's what really was a game changer for me. That's when I knew I met my teacher. And I met the teacher who I could fully trust and fully open up to and fully surrender to, and trust all of his teachings and all of his practices. And for me, that's a really big thing, because I don't trust just anyone. There are many, gurus and teachers out there, and many of them are very good, and many of them are also still developing their own channels. So they're not at the highest level. And that's what I trust about Francisco and Master Sha, is that they're at the highest level. So what's it like to have open spiritual channels and to live your life this way? Well, for me, it's so rewarding to have access to my higher self, to my soul, to know my deeper truths, and to have always a navigating, guiding source of where to go and how and what is most important and most valuable for me. But even beyond that, to have communication and relationship with loving guides and saints, they're like your best friend. You never feel alone. And even in those times of confusion of, how to make a certain choice, whether it's big or small, there's always loving support, and you can always trust that these divine souls and saints always have your best interest at heart, are always so loving, and can help you to grow into a more loving being. Just yesterday, I had a flow, so a connection, a communication with a saint called Puti Lao Tzu. And I asked Puti Lao Tzu, what is the most essential first step in someone opening their spiritual channels? And Puti Lao Tzu really explained how important purification is, because we all have spiritual channels, but not everyone's channels are pure. And what I mean by pure is, when we purify, we release the imprints of negative thoughts, of negative or painful emotions, or painful wounds, or beliefs that may not be the accurate reflection of reality. Even if they're not negative, they are not an accurate reflection of reality. And that can reduce the accuracy of the messages that you get. It can also put you in relationship and connection with souls and spirits who may not be the highest, most pure souls and spirits. So this is what purification is. We start to get rid of all of that. We transform it, we alchemize it. We don't throw it out, we alchemize it. As Francisco was saying, we start to transform all the spaces in our body, the little ones and the big ones. And as we transform them into positivity, into love and light, and as we come into greater connection and relationship with loving souls and saints, then our accuracy of the messages we get start to become more and more pure. So while it's been really rewarding to have my spiritual channels open for my own life, I can tell you that the most fulfilling experience is helping others. I can't even put into words what a deep honor it is to be able to connect with the sacred inner world of another soul, and to feel what it's like for this soul's journey, for this soul, what they went through, what they're going through, whether it's painful or just confusing, to be able to hold space for them and to guide them and to bring them into a space of clarity, a space of love, and a space of light. That is just something I cannot even begin to describe how beautiful it is. And every time I offer a reading to someone else and I help them on their soul journey, I learn so much about life and about love and about source and even about myself. So that's not something you can learn in a course, in a book. So Francisco's course helps to empower you to have those experiences. Francisco's way of teaching is so clear. It's so simple and profound. He holds you so deeply through every step of your journey, opening your channels, whether they're only mildly open or they're relatively open and you want to improve your accuracy. This is a phenomenal course. It's changed my life, even though I was already doing it professionally. It's transformed my life, my inner world, and also my soul's journey. So it's priceless. It's absolutely priceless. You can't put a price on what kind of rewarding experience you get from opening your spiritual channels and having Francisco and Master Sha as a guide. These practices are simple, they're powerful, and they're so enjoyable. Thank you, Francisco.
Beautiful, Daniela. Absolutely beautiful. Give Daniela a big hand. Thank you, Daniela. That was so heart-touching. And thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us today.
So welcome. It's an honor. Thank you,
Thank you.
Francisco.
Okay, amazing. Okay, I see beautiful sharing, Daniela. Peter, absolutely amazing. So profound. Tash, thank you for sharing, Daniela. You love the crystal light shining in your third eye. Wow. Yes, there was a beautiful light shining there. So powerful. Wonderful. Yes, it's amazing how to watch students grow in their spiritual channels. Okay. Now, I see several people have posted kind of very similar questions. I see some from May, from Edward, and there was a few others like, well, I've taken, classes before, but nothing's happening. What's happening? First of all, just trust that something is happening, but it's happening at the level of the soul first. Okay. Now, one thing that we will receive in this upcoming training is, as Daniela will be one of my teaching assistants. So like when you don't get it, you're going to be getting a call from one of the teacher assistants to help you to bring out your soul language, if that's where you're stuck, or to help you to translate if you're stuck at that point. So you're going to get lots of support. Okay. So that's one thing that we will do, something a little bit different than maybe some other classes where you maybe did not have that level of support. Okay, that it will be there. Okay, I will do my best to try to make sure that you know how to bring out your soul language and how to translate before you end my course. Those are two goals, and if my teacher assistants can't help you, then I will be giving you a personal phone call to help you to really bring out that language and to translate it. It's very important. And yes, it's possible. Okay. I think almost in 20 years, I would say like 99% of the students, there's only like a few who had that struggle of being able to bring out their soul language or to translate. So I can't guarantee that it will happen in the first class, but the success rate is quite high, okay? That you will bring out your soul language, that you will begin your journey of translating your soul language to receive a message, okay? And it will be an interactive course, so you get to ask questions. And if you feel stuck, we will be there to support you through that process. Okay. Okay, very powerful. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, lots of beautiful sharing. Carrie, so much power in Daniela's speech. Carrie said, I am ready. Wonderful. You are ready, Carrie. Somebody, Risto, asked a good question earlier. He said, would your soul language voice change? First time it freaked me out. Actually, still freaking me out. It can change, Risto. What happens is when you first bring it out, it's not like refined. So as you practice more, as you chant more, as you purify more, as you do these practices more, it will kind of smooth itself out and become a little bit, have more smooth qualities in it. And it could change. When does it change? It's hard to tell you when it's going to change. Usually it changes whenever we have big spiritual upliftments in our frequency and vibration. Mine has changed about 5 times, maybe even more. But it does change. Catherine wants to know, how do I prepare for the upcoming workshop to be more in tune to my channels? I feel that something is missing. Catherine, you could do any practices and boosting your foundation energy centers. You could read this book that I just brought out, Tao Calligraphy Healing Field book. It has a lot of practices. Just do any practice and that will help you to connect and start to connect more deeply to your soul. Okay. Um, yes. And Daria, I'm so honored to be able to connect with Daniela in my course. Purification of the negative mindsets is one of my biggest challenges in translating my soul language. Yes, Andrea. Daniela is wonderful. She was my teacher assistant in the last course, and she did an amazing job helping, supporting students. So don't miss it. I got motivated to do this, okay? Edward said, I think one of my blocks is I have 3 other family members home during the classes, and it's embarrassing to try to sing and chant out loud since I'm a terrible singer and pretty shy person. Edward, believe this or not, when I met Master Sha 20 years ago, I was a terrible singer. I couldn't even chant. I couldn't even chant love, peace, harmony. I would be like, students would have to be like, is he done yet? So what happens is, even when we can't chant, there are blockages that need to open, and they will open. It just needs time. Don't rush it. Just be patient, let things flow. As the heart starts to open more, as your 7 energy chakras start to open more, the singing, the chanting will become easier. And Edward, if there's any difficulties regarding home, one of Master Sha's most purest channels that we can receive messages. When she first started to train, she couldn't speak soul language because she was actually a nun, and she couldn't speak the soul language in front of the other nuns, and she was doing all of this silently. Okay, so you don't always, soul communication, you could go around that part, Edward. Okay. Wonderful. Lots of beautiful questions. And I'm ready to remove the blockages. Okay. I see Gady is from Ecuador and not able to speak in English. The class, unfortunately, right now, Gady, is only available in English. But maybe we do have a Spanish-speaking group of teachers who are setting up classes, and I could share that information with them, that there is a need for these courses in Spanish. Okay. Jennifer, the link will be posted here by our team. Layla is actually one of our assistants here, and she's posting those links. Okay. Yes, you could, Susan, you could definitely do soul communication with an animal. Okay, even with the soul who has transitioned. Okay. Diana has a good question. Can a soul language say, I am a source with a deep voice? Yes, Diana. Some people, when they speak soul language, you may sound like a very high-pitched voice, or you may have a very deep, deep, grounding voice, soul language. So everybody's different. Just honor, appreciate whatever your soul language is. Okay. Wonderful. So let me mention a few things. Now, here are some things that maybe are myths. For example, the third eye. Some people think you're going to see like a psychedelic movie. That's not what the third eye is. Okay. It could be maybe, but that's not what it is. The third eye, you learn how to see in the subtle realm. The image is there, but not there. It's in the space, and it's very subtle. So you have to refine your channels so you can see into the subtle realms. Or it's not a big voice that you're going to hear from heaven and Tao source. It's more about developing that inner voice in your heart. To open your spiritual channels is not just for spiritual people. It is for everyone. Whatever you do, if you are a Reiki practitioner, Tao Healing Hands practitioner, if you are an acupuncturist, if you are already doing working with people for spiritual development, if you have your business, your spiritual channels will guide you. If you are, a mother, the spiritual channels will guide how to nourish your kids. Like today, someone kept messaging me, my child, he's not learning in school, he's in preschool, and a big list of what he's not doing. Use the spiritual channels, how to best support the child to learn. So the spiritual channels is for everyone. It can guide your life, and it will make a huge difference in your life. One of the things that I personally find so beautiful about working with the spiritual channels, it's like you're in communion with God and Tao Source and angels, and this vibration is with you. That is the most beautiful thing you can actually feel, because your heart opens, your vibration is raising, the light just shines upon you in the most beautiful way. So in the course, you will also learn how to develop so that you can have accurate messages, which is actually very important. Opening your third eye, understanding the third eye visions, but also living through your heart and leading through your heart, connecting with the power of your soul, and developing an unshakable heart during these times here on Mother Earth. So it's really for everyone, okay? From the beginner to the most advanced, okay? Carrie's very excited. I want to soak all of this up like a baby. Yes. Wonderful. Heike said, you're making it sound all so much fun. Well, I love to have fun with the spiritual channels because it is fun. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's amazing. And it's heart touching. Okay. Someone's asking, are there plans to have in-person classes at the Toronto Center? Okay, not at this time yet. So hopefully things will slowly are improving, but not in person yet at this time. So everything will be more like on Zoom or something like Zoom. So we'll be able to see each other, connect with each other, practice with each other, ask questions, all these wonderful things, okay? Okay, so Layla has posted there the link. If our team could post the slide here again. Okay, the course, the name is The Keys to Aligning with Your Spirit and Trusting Your Intuition. So it has 4 parts to the training to learn the wisdom to awaken your spiritual channels, to strengthen your spiritual channels. So I'm going to teach you soul language, how to translate soul language, divine communication, that's using your direct soul communication channel. We'll also learn the techniques to increase your accuracy. And, a lot of the wisdom that I'm sharing with you, you won't find in a book, okay? Okay, we could put that down. The links there, Layla has posted this. Moana has said, Francisco, can you or Daniela offer guidance how I can use spiritual channels with Tao Healing Hands as a practitioner? I do not know what channels are open for me. Okay, Moana. Wonderful question. Moana, I would begin with your soul language channel, okay? So there is actually a book called Divine Healing Hands, which is similar to Tao Healing Hands. But in that book, there are actually practices on how you could use your Tao Healing Hands to open your spiritual channels, okay? Try that first. I would say begin with the soul language channel, but I also heard a message that your direct soul communication channel is one of your areas of abilities and gifts that you have, Moana, okay? Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining us for this session. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please also share with your Facebook friends. And we look forward to being with you, okay, at the upcoming course, The Keys to Aligning with Your Spirit and Trusting Your Intuition. So I love you all, and I thank you all, and have a most beautiful rest of the evening or day wherever you are around the world. Thank you, everyone. Love you, everyone.